Well, howdy, folks. Howdy, howdy. Back for more. Well, I am sorry I was not here yesterday. I got in the last, let's see, well, actually, last week, I had my channel pulled down by YouTube for some reason that I never got clear on. And then they restored it on Monday. Which is why I was able to go through the week. And then I got to yesterday, and they did it again. And I responded again to them, and they put it back, as you can see. So I'm not really sure quite what exactly their reasons were. They never really explained it. Something about spam or something, which I don't know. Yeah, I don't really understand YouTube in the way that they um, addressed issues. So I guess as I continue along, I guess I will become more knowledgeable of these things as time goes by. So anyway, that's the reason that I wasn't there yesterday. Sorry about that. Believe you me, I was making a video or getting ready to, but they weren't. Since my channel wasn't up, I couldn't do it. But I'm here now, so we will take advantage of this and move forward. So here we are on the scene here. Let's see. This is how far we've gotten. So we're still painting. So let's go to our next frame here. And we've already got our paint line set at the right density of 7 pixels. And we're just tracing. So when I know this. Once again, I say stuff over and over, and it's really for the fact that new people are always probably coming in. I know a lot of folks are not watching my channel right now, but that's okay. I'm going to treat it as though whoever new comes in and is following, that I don't want anyone to be left out of an explanation. So if you're seeing me do something for the first time, you wouldn't understand what it was I was doing. So that's why I will a lot of times explain things repeatedly. So for the people who already know, just be patient, because that information wouldn't be for you. You already know what's going on. Someone new doesn't know what's going on. All right, I made this smaller, by the way, so that I can see the edges of the frame. I think I'll make it a bit bigger. Let's see, 125. The reason being is that it is easier for me to draw over something that is a bit bigger, where I can see the edge of the frame and get it right. When you are tracing and you're trying to get a smooth line, this is something that just requires a lot of practice. You need to be able to see your line and where you're going with it. So like as I make this line, the drawback of, say, going over a line is my hand might get in the way of where the line is going. But I can kind of look underneath my hand and see where is that line going. You want to drag your hand consistently over the frame to get the line you want. Set your line down here at the bottom. Underneath, you want to use the draw behind, which is on the bottom left-hand side there. Draw behind. We are working in Rough Animator for anybody who's new. Rough Animator is a program that is very inexpensive. It's pretty user-friendly, and you can get it. The Apple Store sells it. You should be able to get it online pretty easily. It was originally designed for the iPad, and if you get it on your iPad, you only have to pay $4.99 for it, which is of course a very good price. If you get it for your desktop, it's $10. So, but still, you're buying it. You're not renting it like you would Photoshop. So it's a very wonderful. It's a great program because it saves you money. So there you go. So I'm using red for the shirt. I was mentioning that when you put stripes on a character, you run into the problem of keeping the stripes consistent from frame to frame, as I have been running into that problem. And you'll see when I start to paint this, the problem that is created. It's a problem that is created because of the fact that I'm using stripes. Stripes throw you off a little bit because if you don't delineate them in terms of the animation, in other words, if you don't handle them consistently in the animation, then it gets to be a problem later. It's just one of those things. Yeah, it's no. So anyway, yeah. All right. So his hair is that color. Skin is this color. Okay. Now this is where we get with the stripes. So you can see the top part here. Now once you've established that, then technically, let's see, you would know, well, you should know where the stripes are going to go. However, you can see that as he goes back that there is an inconsistency with that bottom stripe. So you see now what I'm going to have to do to fix that, which is what I had done prior here, is I'm going to have to draw another line here. So, oops, let's try to make it straight if we can. Well, that's not straight. Let's see. That's better. You can see the inconsistency, you see, because in the previous frame, you'd think it'd be right there, but you can see it's not. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a problem that crops up, but you're looking to try to keep things as consistent as you can. Now here I have to paint behind to get that red in there. It becomes a problem, yeah, or it can. So, so there we go. On to the next one. All right, so let's see. Okay, here. I put my pen down. I push. I press down, and then I just drag very carefully, but I try to drag straight along to make sure I'm getting the line, as straight as I can make it. Luckily, the eye doesn't see, when something is moving, your eye is not going to necessarily see the problems that you may be, or the errors. Might see it, it might not. I mean, you'd have to focus on it, to be honest, to actually see it. So I guess it really pretty much says what you're focusing on. If you notice an error, then I guess you'd have to say, okay, well, is the error so important that I focus on it? And I guess you have to decide that. How important it is to you? I think the only place where it would be a problem would be if it jumps out at you, if it becomes a really strong, noticeable thing that might really, really show up in the animation. Then I'd say, okay, then there's a possibility that maybe you might need to do something about it. But I would think, generally speaking, you probably wouldn't need to. So, Generally speaking, I would say you probably wouldn't need to. There we go. Okay, red again. Yeah, with stripes, I mean, I guess maybe the smart move would be, well, maybe. The smart move is always to reconcile things in the animation so that you don't have those problems. You know, if you get the animation, you know, like with the stripes, for instance, the mistake I made was that I didn't take that into account. So, like right now, I'm just going to go ahead and draw an extra line here for that because I know it's going to be a painting issue later. So I'm just going to do it now because you know I know it's there. I know I got to deal with it. Now here I may put this line. I'm thinking I'm going to put the line in the front here for this pocket because it's going to work on top of that uh, hand. But then I'm going to switch it back to being behind it. Okay. Let's see. Well, I think I'll put it in front again here because I'm drawing the line of the edge of the pants over the top of the leg there. But then I've got to switch it back again. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of a, yeah, it changes. You know, if you're trying to get something to work underneath, then you're always kind of having to change the line where the line is. Yeah, just the way it goes. Gosh, I think this line here, let me bring this down. I think this line over the eye is a little too thick. So I'm going to erase that. Yeah, see, this is exactly why. Okay, you know what? Let me just take this back up to a much larger size so I can really see that. Let's see. It's hard to see. There we go. Let's see. The nose line could be on top. Okay, good. That's good. So then color. And you're going to get little breaks in here, so, you know, let's see, that needs to be set underneath, behind, so, yeah, when you get the little white areas where the paint didn't completely fill in, then you need to go in there with your brush. Back to the paintbrush, back to the skin. See the skin on his leg. Now, actually, I think the skin's going to show right there. And I think I need to actually do it down here too. Whoops! See, that's nice. Yeah, I wondered about that. Okay, let's just use maybe a little bit here. Yeah, because see, his leg is coming back, so it's got to have had, yeah, it's got to have big color back there. But it's really down at the bottom. It's really tight. Okay, so we'll go to fill up the red. Let's see here. Right. So we got red there. I believe this is going to be right. Let's see. And then that arm should be completely red. Let's see. So I think we're right. Yeah, that's right. And then the pants are blue. here. Looks like I got that one little line on the pants. I guess I'll leave it there. Let's see. Red, so we're going to work behind, fill in that little white eye right there. Okay, that's good. How are we doing time-wise? Oh, okay. All right, on to the next one. So let's see. I like doing the face first. See, here's another thing too. Like when you're working on the delicate areas of the face, it's really not a bad idea to have a nice big image. I mean, we go up bigger here, so if we go up bigger just to get the face right, I think you end up with the better you can see where the lines are, the better you're gonna trace it, you know. So make it bigger. What the heck? I mean, I've been making things small so you can see what I'm doing, but you know, but this is important too. So when you are inking faces, your faces are going to be you just need to give them a little bit more TLC, you know, tender loving care, because you know, that's where your greatest focus is on going to be, is the face, really, you know, or the head. So I probably spend more time on getting the eyes and the head and all that stuff, trying to get that to be as on point as possible. So by making the image bigger, you know, it's just obvious that automatically you'll be able to get a nicer line. You might also try making the thickness of the line so that you can taper it, you know, so like you'll see that some of the line, when I draw the line, it's like it tapers off at the end, but it also is thick in the middle. I'm going to keep it big just so I can get all the skin stuff done. Let's see, the hand here, yeah, and there. There's that leg, that's his knee. It's going off the frame, right? Okay. Oh, by the way, use the hand in the program when you're moving. Oops, wrong color. Move the hand in the program. Use the hand in the program to move your screen instead of holding down the space bar, you know, like doing the shortcuts. I've found that Rough Animator doesn't seem to like shortcuts very much. I mean, it's not that it does respond to your shortcuts with your. Let's see, I'm going to put that on the top or the bottom. Well, I guess on the bottom is fine. It responds to the shortcuts, but it doesn't always respond well. I've had some issues where it's not responding like it should. And that may be different for different computers too, so I can't say that it's going to be that way for every computer. You know, maybe I'm experiencing that, so maybe it's just me. I'm used to using the space bar to do you know, where I'll hold, you know, I'll move the frame. But by the same token, it's like I've found that sometimes, like I said, sometimes it has a bad reaction. So, and I am constantly going back and forth between having the line on the top or having it underneath. And the same thing with the paint. So it depends on the line as I'm drawing it. Like, how is that line affecting the next line? Should the line that I do next be underneath, or should it be on top? Sometimes it's underneath on one side of the line, and sometimes it's on top on the other side of the line. So that just comes with you looking at what you got and saying, okay, I want that line to be on the top here, or I want them to be on the bottom over here. It's not like that's a formula or anything. And the stripes, yeah, stripes are stripes are a problem. If you don't get it figured out when you're animating and you don't properly acknowledge it, it becomes a problem later, as it has for me. That's why I had to draw the extra line that I just did just now, because uh, I didn't take into account in my animation where that line was supposed to go, and so now I'm paying the price for my lack of vision. Meaning that um, I should have made sure that the animation reflected where the stripes were going to go. That's basically it. Um, but it didn't, and that's why, because if the stripes have to absolutely, in order for them to work and your paint to work right, the stripes have to be consistent in the animation before you even bother to paint it. Because if it isn't, you know, as Yoda would say. All right, so let's see. Skin, right, hands, legs, feet, okay, hair. See, also too, you can see that when when I make it bigger and I paint it, it looks like to me that it gets it more on point. Let's see, I think that's how that works. Let's check the private. Yeah, that looks right. And then the blue for the pants. Boom, boom. I kind of almost really don't like that extra line on the pants, but oh, well, that's what it is. It is what it is. All right. Well, I think we'll stop here. Where are we? 22 minutes. Yeah, okay, we'll stop here. We don't have too many more frames to go, but there you have it. So let's say a flip. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see, I mean, any errors in painting or anything, you hardly would see anyhow, so it's not that big of a deal. Alrighty. Well, there you go. Okay, folks. Well, hey, had a great week. Okay, hopefully I won't get any more being yanked off YouTube anymore. We'll see. I'll try to be a good boy. I'm trying to be good. So we'll see. All right, good people. Have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Hopefully, well, I'll see you guys on Monday. Lord willing, and YouTube not canceling, not messing with me anymore. All right, folks. Have a great week. And don't forget, Jesus is Lord.